I thought about Moreno, the teacher.
It's very interesting because the name originally was Moreno, the Hebrew one, and it means our teacher.
So it's very appropriate. This is the idea, basically, Moreno the teacher, and this time I choose 23 what I call learning bites remembered by you, which are spread all along the can you see that? All these pages that are all these marks, we have 23. So I will just start, I read something, and then you just say whatever it comes to your mind, right? So that's the game.
Okay.
Well, first, at the very beginning, improvising actors. We are improvising actors on the stage of life. No one hands us a script at birth. J.L. Moreno.
I think he saw all of life in terms of a drama, and dramas didn't always go right. And you didn't have a guide like when you had a role in a play that wasn't improvised, it was already conserved. But life doesn't have that. You don't have a prescription for life when you're born. So you have to build your roles as you go along. And he saw how many people needed help living their life fully.
Second, cosmic beings. It comes still in the introduction. And you say, page 40, according to J.L. Moreno, we are cosmic beings before we are biological, psychological, sociological, or economic beings. And then you mention Teilhard de Chardin. Teilhard de Chardin formulated it beautifully. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Hopefully we get a grasp of why we are here while we are here.
Well, that's how Moreno saw us, as coming from the cosmos and returning from the cosmos when our life is over. But this was only a part of our soul's development. But it wasn't the final one. The only thing is, we had to make it as complete a life as possible while we were here.
Mm-hmm.
And creativity and spirit and spontaneity belong to the cosmos.
Then, Zerka, we move to page 69, already in the amputation chapter. Moreno made a remark that I remember well. It is not what an experience is in itself that it's significant. What is important is the lesson we learn from it. I learned much, especially about the compassion of family and friends.
Well, it was actually more than that. It was how I changed. But I couldn't see that for some time. Now, looking back, I can see how it turned me into a different person. And so very significant. He wasn't referring to any specific incident. He meant the whole process I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't know what you're learning from it until years later. When you're going through it, you are so involved in action that there's no observer in you watching what's going on. And you suffer. And later on, when you look back at it with a different eye. So, one thing I knew throughout, that I had to stay alive to take care of my son until he was grown. So, not having an amputation was not an option, because that would have killed me.
Mm-hmm. Anything else on that?
Yes, I learned that if we didn't do anything, because that's what we wanted to know, what if we don't do the amputation? It will be, sarcoma will grow into the lung or the liver. So eventually, and the pain would increase continuously. And eventually I would be completely dependent upon drugs. That's not living. That's a living death.
Let's move to something different. It comes within the chapter The Netherlands. And you say something at page 80. And the title I suggested is A Child's Spontaneity. Moreno wrote that the child has something to do with being born, that a child's spontaneity helps it to propel itself toward life and later to push itself during birth outward from the womb. This embodies for me another spiritual message, that some of us choose our parents even if they do not choose us, for the purpose of learning what only they can teach us.
Well, the fetus was, of course, alive inside. We have no idea we know what's going on with the body, but we have no idea what's going on, if anything is going on, in the brain. But there must be. And so, from the point of view of spontaneity and creativity, the child is co-active in its birth. And I've always come out very fortunate for the mother or the child.
Sorry?
It's not always, the birth is not always fortunate for either the mother or the child. But our general principle is that the child knows when it's supposed to come out. And that's interesting for me to say because, as a matter of fact, on my mother's family, my mother's side of the family, the women suffer from a laziness of the uterine muscle. And so he had to be coerced to come out. But he was very happy in there, so it didn't do him any harm.
The learning bite number 5, I call it The Body Remembers. And on page 112, you wrote, Moreno taught us that the body remembers when the mind forgets. To this day, whenever I encounter the smell of fine leather, that perfume carries me back to my good bon papa.
Russian leather was magnificent before all this revolution and stuff. it was known to be the finest leather you could have shoes or bags made of. And my grandfather bought me a pair of high Russian leather boots. But I used to go, he was a shoemaker at one time. And he would take me when I grew my shoes, my mother would tell him to take me to the shoe store. And he'd open the door and say to me, smell that. And it has a wonderful smell. In fact, one of the French perfumers made a perfume called Russian leather.
Russian leather?
Yeah. Cuir de Russie.
Mm.
And that smell, for my grandfather, was his whole professional life. And he loved to go to the store with me for shoes and boots and shoes. So at this time, the doctor had recommended to my mother, because I had a lot of trouble in the winter time with my intestinal tract, told her that I should have boots, not just shoes, because we walked to school. And so she sent me with her to get these boots. And they were not over the knee, but knee-high. I loved the smell ever since. And now they are not made of good leather unless you buy the very expensive imported ones.
Mm.
So, for me, that's almost like they're blank, and they're made of miserable, man-made materials. So it's not the same as a wonderful aroma that you got when you put your boots in.
I remember one of your pictures later in the States. You used some boots here in the States,
Yeah.
right? The same kind of boots.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the body remembers when the mind forgets. That's it. We are still in the chapter The Netherlands, and the bite number 6 has to do with Megalomania normalis. On page 130, still on the Netherlands part, you say, at the time I conceived the manic notion that I would do unusual things on a grand scale, to be heroic and face the greatest odds without batting an eyelid. I had either an inordinate amount of ego, or maybe an adolescent extension of what my husband called the child's megalomania normalis.
Child believes that it can do everything. And often that's dangerous, because what they try to do is not so happy. It's like my husband playing God and then falling down. He calls Sakarama the therapy for fallen gods. And it's true that when we're young we think we can do anything. And we don't understand why these adults always saying, no, you can't do that, that's dangerous. Because we don't know what danger is when we're small. Unless it's something like within the family, it's bad. And a child whose family is very balanced. No. I didn't get involved in that because there was nothing for me to do about it. So I can focus on myself and the world. I don't think that lasted forever, by the way. I think when you become a teen, things begin to look a little different. Moreno showed that Megalomania normalis as something healthy in a child. And that could drive the child into something important.